number one bearing pointer is Provo.
Station 325 Romeo
So
Charlie.
that needs to be on 166. And then this one, number 2 needle, will be on 100.
Wolf 1, roger the go around, make right close traffic.
This one, 110 there?
110, yeah.
Okay. So which
or you
needle?
go backwards. This one will be pointing up to the field.
Station 5
So it'll
Romeo
be
Charlie,
a 290
via
110.
Bravo Charlie,
So
cross runway
the
18.
tail will be on 110.
So this one here is the VO, is the Fairfield VOR?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what it says right there.
Okay.
You can do this if you want to. You can go like this, and then you dial in your course.
Check your altitude immediately. Provo altimeter is 29099er. For correction 338.
You set 110, and then you go. And then you go 166. It's already there. You go course 166. It's already there. So you can double check it. You put it back on GPS, but then you confirm it with these two. They're gonna intersect. So you can, the easier way to do it, actually leave it right here. So we'll leave it on Provo 166. You'll take off on a heading that's going to be pretty much south. And with mag correction, it'll be a heading of about a 166, and you'll intercept it, and then this needle here will go through, the tail will go through about 110 when you're at the actual fix. Since you don't have DME, you cross-tune to get you both. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I'm not sure I know how to actually do it, you know what I mean, or what it's going to look like.
Yeah, we'll do it a couple times in flight today, so that you're comfortable with it.
Okay. All right, we're going to get...
For information, Alpha 1856 Zulu weather, wind 150 at 8, visibility 10, sky condition, few clouds at 6,500, 2000 scattered, ceiling 20,000 broken, temperature 09er, dew point -03, altimeter 3000. Visual approaches in use, landing and departing runway 13. VFR departures, advise ground control of direction of flight. Primary radar unavailable. By 338, turn left Alpha 4, tag departing via Alpha, the transponder-equipped aircraft Alpha 4 Alpha with the caution for bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. Advise on initial contact you have information Alpha. Bravo Tower information Alpha 18.
Send down one, Wolf 1.
Wolf 62, runway 13, clear for takeoff. Left down, make a left down departure.
Clear for takeoff, left downwind departure, Wolf 62.
Bravo Tower, Cessna 1.
All right.
Cessna 1700, Bravo, Provo Tower.
Information Alpha. Let me go back to my checklist. Radios are set. ATIS 3000.
Cessna 00, Bravo, ident. Wolf 33, Bravo Tower, hold short, runway 13. Cessna 00, Bravo.
This likes to go back in standby automatically.
And transition approved. Wolf 33, right turn out approved, runway 13, clear for takeoff.
Provo ground 738 Juliet Delta is at TAC Air with information Alpha ready to taxi for southbound departure.
Wolf 1, base approved, runway 13, clear touch and go. So 738 Juliet Delta, Provo Tower, Christian Provo ground, just hold your position, verify requesting a south departure.
Holding position 738 Juliet Delta and yes, south departure.
Cessna Juliet Delta, and you're at TAC Air?
Yes, 738 Juliet Delta.
Cessna Juliet Delta, runway 13, taxi via Alpha Bravo Alpha, cross runway 18.
Runway 13, taxi via Alpha Bravo Alpha, cross runway 18 Juliet Delta. Alright, so Alpha Bravo Alpha, so we're just going straight down.
Yeah.
Alright.
Clear
Clear this way.
Clear to the right. Did you build the flight plan in here?
I did not yet. We can do that at run up, I guess.
Yeah, I'll start doing it right now. There's my iPad. Pull it up.
That's something that I need to get used to. You usually do that. I have it on my iPad, but not in there.
Let's go home. Flight plan at a waypoint. M-A-Y there. At a waypoint. Uniform 14. Oops. 14 there. At a waypoint. KDTA. At a waypoint, actually. U-B-O, there we go. Point B-U-C-I, there we go.
Puke it.
Yep.
Cruiser 140 Bravo Foxtrot, Provo Tower, make right traffic, runway 13, report midfield.
R-N
Provo Grant.
D there. I think the next one is F-F-U. W-A-B-I.
Provo ground, citation 325 Romeo Charlie. We're at the South Duncan ramp and we'd like to taxi to the Delta run-up pad +1.
Station 5 Romeo Charlie, taxi to the Delta run-up via Alpha Delta, hold short of runway 13.
Taxi via Alpha and Delta, hold short, runway 13, citation 32.
Your door's closed.
Charlie +1.
Doors closing a lot.
Flight controls. Right.
It needs to clear.
Back. Okay. Fuel selectors on both. Trim. Neutral. Mixture rich.
Sport Cruiser Bravo Foxtrot, number 2, following a Katana turning right downwind, report him in sight. So 00 Bravo, roger, report on station. Wolf 1, runway 13, clear touch and go. Cruiser Bravo Foxtrot, extend downwind.
How's the
I will call your
vacuum?
base.
Looks fine.
Very good.
Throttle idle. Flaps are up. Okay, emergency briefing. For 700 to 1,000 feet above, after takeoff, we'll try to turn around. Land on the runway taxiway. If not, if we're lower, we'll just go straight or to the side and land.
Okay.
If we have problems on the runway, we just land or just stop.
Okay.
Transponder still on alt, that's good. Pitot heat, no. Landing light. Yep. Strobe lights. All right.
You know, the nice thing about a high wing aircraft, if you're flying with a pilot, then they'll have their preference. But with a high wing aircraft, it's easier for people to get in and out.
Yeah. I do, I've taken my father-in-law a couple times and he has a hard time getting in and out of this one still.
Yeah.
I thought next time I come, I'll bring a little step stool for him.
Bravo Tower, Wolf 12 at UVU.
How old is he?
Like 73.
Yeah, mine has 83.
Cruiser Bravo Foxtrot, turn base, runway 13, clear to land.
My father-in-law is
Wolf 12, Bravo ground, runway 13, taxi
an Air Force
Charlie Bravo
guy
Alpha,
too.
cross,
He was not a pilot, but
yeah,
he's in the Air Force.
Runway 13, taxi Alpha Charlie Bravo Alpha, cross 18, Wolf 12.
And Wolf 12, stay in the direction of departure.
South, Wolf 12.
Wolf 12, thanks.
You just barely finished writing this book?
about a year and a half ago.
Overground Wolf 4, information Alpha.
It's my,
taxi clearance
I
for
might
south
sell
departure,
some.
runway 13.
I consider it my expensive
Wolf 4, Bravo ground, runway 13, taxi
business
Alpha,
card.
Charlie Bravo Alpha, cross, runway 18.
Wolf 4, taking runway 13, Alpha Charlie Bravo Alpha, crossing runway 18, south departure.
Are you a big reader?
A little bit, not too big. I read true stories, or I don't read a lot of fiction stuff.
It's all true.
Sweet.
As well as my memory or my dad's memory allows.
Bravo Tower, Cessna 738 Juliet Delta is holding short of runway 13, ready for takeoff.
Cessna 38 Juliet Delta, Bravo Tower, hold short, runway 13, landing traffic.
Holding short, runway 13, 8 Juliet Delta.
I don't know where they are. I didn't see them at all. I just noticed the berm to protect the runway from the lake.
Oh yeah. If it ever gets high.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, people go out here and they drive out here on this road and watch people land.
Yeah.
It's funny when you're coming in and you're just like going right over the top of them.
Have you ever landed at Bountiful?
No.
Bravo Tower, Cessna 0 Sierra Bravo is almost on site. We'll be doing left-handed circles for about 5 minutes.
Hey, it's sometime.
Sierra Bravo,
that's what we're going to do. When we do another ride together, we're going to go north. We're going to go land at Bountiful, land at Ogden, and land at Brigham City and come back. That gets you through the Class B.
I've gone to Brigham City.
Wolf 1 midfield down 1 request short approach for 13.
Extend downwind for
I usually go around Class B though, because I went out of South Valley,
Okay, we can go up that way and then go west and do an ILS into Tooele and then come down here.
Cruiser Bravo Foxtrot, turn left Alpha 3.
Left turn Alpha 3, 140 Bravo Foxtrot.
Romeo Charlie +1, proceed across runway 13 to the Delta run-up.
What did you dip the tanks to? And when you dipped them, what were they at?
They were at 16 each.
For Cruiser Bravo Foxtrot, taxi north ramp via Alpha Charlie, cross runway 18.
Taxi to the ramp via
Exactly where I
Alpha
wanted
Charlie, cross runway 18140 Bravo Foxtrot.
Say Julie Delta, runway 13, clear for takeoff, right turn out approved.
Runway 13, clear for takeoff, 8 Juliet Delta.
Wolf 1, base approved, runway 13, clear touch and go.
Base approved, clear, touch and go for 13 Wolf 1.
Gauges are in the green. Airspeed's alive.
Bravo Tower Wolf 38, about 7 miles to the west at 6,500 inbound for a full stop. We've got Alpha.
Wolf 38, Provo Tower, make right traffic, runway 13, report midfield.
Right traffic 13, we'll report midfield, Wolf 38.
Alright.
You ready?
Yeah, you have flight controls.
I have flight controls. Alright. Coming alright.
I have flight controls.
So now what I want you to do is intercept the 166 radial outbound.
The 166 radial
Outbound. So it's defined by to Provo 166 that's set there. So you'll need to come right just a little bit to intercept that. Probably about a 180 to intercept.
So is the green VOR, that's what it's set to right now?
Yep. Remember how we dialed it in before? We set that to 166, and if you go like this, it does VOR 2, but you want VOR 1. I can see the nav 8 out there, so you should be getting case break here any minute.
Yeah, it's starting to move.
Yeah, and you see the number 2 needle, how the tail's on about 100 right now?
Yeah.
That point Maggie.
This one here?
Yep. That point Maggie is when you're on the 166 radial outbound and that tail gets to 110. So you got about 10 radials to go, and you can actually do the math and figure out how many miles per radial or radials per mile. And just keep climbing up to about, climb to 7,500, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Now if I go like this, and you've got it on your right screen also, where Maggie is. And so when we get over top Maggie, you're going to be on the 166 and the 110. And you'll see how they all align.
Okay.
If you had when you buy your aircraft, get it with a DME. It's a couple $100 radio, and it doesn't make sense not to have one.
Yeah, it's interesting that this doesn't have it with all the gear that we have in here.
Suppose this like $75,000 worth of gear. And it doesn't have a $400 radio. So we're about there and we're about there.
So, okay, so as soon as that little thing's on 110,
yep,
which it looks like it's on, or 110, right? So that's the, okay.
And that's assuming that you're on the 166 radio.
Which I'm a little to the left of.
Julie Delta, frequency change approved.
Yep.
Frequency change approved, Julie Delta.
And I would just tell them that you're looking for flight following down to, oh, we're going to Nephi to do an approach and then to Delta and then back home.
Okay. Salt Lake, Cessna 738 Juliet Delta is looking for flight following, heading to Nephi and then down to Delta for some approaches and back to Provo.
That was 3653 traffic, strictly below you, still 13,000 now, Polaris.
Now, I'd go like this. GPS. It doesn't seem right. What is that telling you?
Approach Wolf 62, requesting frequency change.
Wolf 62, contact Provo Tower.
Flight plan.
Contact Tower Wolf 62.
1 Papa Sierra, maintain VFR, once again, practice VOR approach, I'm sorry, ILS approach approved.
There. I guess you can only load in one approach at a time. You can't load in 3 approaches at a time.
Yeah.
That's kind of stupid. Load procedure. I'm going to go like this. RNAV approach. Load it. So you see the approach on your screen? The white line?
Yeah.
Number 1 Sierra Alpha, just going to maintain 11,000.
Why don't you head? We'll take, let's go 738 Juliet Delta, head right, heading 205.
Heading 205.
And I'll have to lower for you here shortly as it's flat. It's still below you, 13 for 11,000. November, 1 Sierra Alpha. I'm sorry, I can't see your call sign. The Polaris 1 Sierra Alpha. Reduce speed to 190.
I don't know if they heard us.
She said standby.
Oh.
That's code for I'm really busy, so...
Just 3653, maintain 14,000, speed 210. Canadian Victor Kilo Bravo, contact approach 125.7.
So now that this is lined up, I should straighten up, right?
Except I just gave you a vector.
Oh, okay.
Because here's what I'll do. Like this, procedure, there.
And I'm sorry, if you are on
I'm going to activate
118.85 and I didn't get back to you. I was a little busy. Stand by, I'll get to you here in a second.
So now it changed. Okay. The magenta line is what I'm steering to. So I just changed it so...
Wolf 33.
We're getting vectors to that course right there.
Maintain VFR, resume on navigation, practice VOR approach.
Reduce speed 20 knots.
I went above my 7,500.
That's right.
Sim 5 Uniform Victor. Looks like you're northbound. 6412 is active. I show you landing Provo. What was your request?
We're going to do the practice ILS behind the Diamond Star. We have them in sight. 105 Uniform Victor.
5 Uniform Victor. Roger. Resume on navigation. Once again, 6412 is active. Below 8,000.
You will stay above it. 105 Uniform Victor.
Should I maintain this altitude or go back down?
Provo Tower.
I go down to 7,500. Okay, now you have some dead time where you're just droning, so you're thinking, okay, who's my...
2615 calling departure radar contact.
I could do a W hold check here, or if it's too far out, then I'll review my approach plate.
Okay.
Salt Lake, this is Wolf 7 heading back into Provo with information Alpha.
Let me take the aircraft for just a second, so you can review it and actually, do
you have flight control.
Flight control.
Contact Provo Tower, Wolf 7.
Number 5 Uniform Victor, I'd suggest you reduce speed about 40 knots to follow traffic.
Phone down 40 knots, 105 Uniform Victor.
Alright, so let's see. 118.275.
That's AWAS?
Yep.
Nephi Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation.
2615, resume normal speed.
Weather, wind, 160 at 8, visibility, 10, clear, below, 12,000, temperature, 7 Celsius, dew point, minus 1, altimeter, 3000.
Okay, so we're going to go runway 17.
Yeah.
And the course is 168.
VFR.
123.075.
Contact Bravo Tower 133.
Southwest 441, select departure radar contact, climb maintain 14,000, direct zone.
So we want to cross Danil, D-A-N-L-L, Danil, at 7,700, which we're kind of below anyways, right?
I'll climb us up then.
And then the next one is Elite at 66, and our DA is 5433, so 77, 66, 5433. Okay. And I don't see Danil on here. Elite's the next one.
No,
so
it's on here. It's on that one, but for some reason it doesn't show up there.
Oh,
you're steering to, you're on vectors, so it's not, for some reason, it doesn't put the whole approach there.
Okay. So 77, 66, and 54.
So I descended you down, and then now I want you to climb up. So
Okay. All right, you want me to take?
Sure. So
All right, I have flight control.
You've been through the approach. Now doing a W hold check. As you go in, you got your weather. Heading and altitude.
Heading and altitude. Look good.
Just make sure you got line on line. Match up. But what I'm also going to do with this system is I'm looking where my TVV vector, my total velocity vector is. How is that corresponding at this airspeed to where my pitch is? So I'm at 5 degrees nose high there, 6 degrees nose high, and that TVV has me about a degree nose high. So there's about a 5-degree gap.
Standby.
That makes sense?
Yeah. And what does that tell me?
You on your discrete code?
Is that at this airspeed, my nose needs to, my angle of attack is about 5 degrees in order to hold whatever I'm at, yeah.
5 uniform Victor, maintain
Just go ahead and
VFR,
hold
resume
7,500 feet
navigation.
then. All right, continue to climb.
5 uniform Victor, maintain VFR.
1212, but I'm not seeing anybody on a discrete code. Say your position.
We're 6.4.
I'd probably push over to 133.9.
I'm not showing your squawking your discrete
instead
code.
of what yeah, and then 133.9.
Delta 1500, leaving flight level 310.
And then you call, quickly tell them what you're doing, or you can just wait until you leave this airspace. The nice thing about talking to him is that you're going to get traffic call-outs. Like if there's somebody climbing out of Delta and they're not on ADS-B, they'll give you a call-out.
Okay. So we're about, I don't know, how far are we out of? Probably about 15 miles.
Yeah.
21, good day, Skywest, 35.
Salt Lake, Skyhawk 738 Juliet Delta is about 15 miles north of Nephi. Going to do a practice RNAV approach.
Aircraft calling Salt Lake Center, say it again.
Cessna 738 Juliet Delta is about 15 miles north of Nephi, inbound for a practice RNAV approach.
So just tell them what you want.
And what is your request, sir?
What is my what?
Your request. You say flight following.
Requesting flight following 738 Juliet Delta.
And your altitude?
7,500, 8 Juliet Delta.
Yeah, I'm really not going to be able to see you down that low if you're going to be descending into Nephi. Are you planning on staying that altitude and lower?
We are through Nephi, and then we're going to go from there to Delta, probably a little higher, 8 Juliet Delta.
8,500.
Just give me a call when you're off of Nephi, and I might be able to accommodate you then.
8 Juliet Delta.
Alright. So that's, you know, the W holds check, there's your obtained clearance.
Okay.
So you just got to tell them, but the next part is, you know, swapping radios, so now you're on the Unicom frequency.
Okay.
To make sure that you're squared away with everybody here in the pattern.
Okay. Nephi traffic, Cessna 738 Juliet Delta is 13 miles north of the field, inbound on the RNAV approach for runway 17. Didn't tell my altitude, I guess I should have. Okay, now this just switched, so I need to...
I don't know why that did that. Oh, you know, hold on a sec. Watch this. Oh, so you can swap it over here. I've been trying to figure out what that does. I was screwing with you and I didn't mean to. So there. LPV, so you're going to have glide slope. You see the glide slope right there?
Yes.
We're going to step down to the final approach fix, but then from the final approach fix in, you're going to fly the glide slope. Okay?
Okay.
So you just hold this altitude until you get to Daniel. Then we get to Daniel, it's get to the point, then your heading, your altitude, and turn, then timing if you're timing. And it's all to the next point.
.168 is the course.
Thrust 510 is the left base for 17, full stop.
Try this. I've been trying to think of some kind of a mnemonic, an acronym, FAN, like a Chinese fan, so PHAN. So point is heading, so the next point, so you hit a point, your next point is what? It's heading and altitude to get you there, and it's defined off of the nav aid what? It could be your GPS. Could be your VOR, could be, you know, your ILS. And Daniel's based on a ridge line you're over right now that you can't see because you're in the weather.
So the glide slope is starting to come down.
Yeah. Listen, you'll kind of, so after you go past Daniel, you can descend down to what altitude?
6,600.
Yeah, so the next point is elite, and your heading is going to be 168, your altitude is going to be 660, and it's defined off the GPS.
Okay, so it looks like I just passed it.
Yep, so you can start down, 660, you're going to elite.
So this is one of those that I just go down to the thing and go flat, right?
Yeah, just go straight down to it. So you'll be below the glide slope, as you can see. You'll get down to the altitude. And the airspace is all corrected, or is all protected for you to immediately go down to 6600 when you're inside of Daniel.
And that's a 3-mile circle over there, and this is a point. That's less than a mile circle there.
So it looks like. Alright, so hold 6600. And then what's your altitude after elite?
5433.
Okay, so
that's the DA.
That's decision altitude. It's a decision altitude, which means you're following the glide slope down. Your glide slope is alive, so really you can intercept the glide slope and follow that down. It should correspond exactly with elite, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to do whatever you want on your before landing checks here.
C5 traffic, November 987 Charlie Tango is 10 miles to the north inbound for some touch and goes for runway 17.
Okay, so let's see.
And we'll be sending here momentarily. C5 traffic.
Somebody just called Nephi traffic, so tell them where you are.
Let's see, where am I? How many miles out am I?
There's your point. You're above the glide slope, so don't miss the glide slope. No, start down.
Nephi traffic, 738 Juliet Delta is about 5 miles north of the field coming in on an RNAV approach for runway 17, Nephi traffic.
So at 90 knots, you're the bar, so you're above glide slope.
Oh.
You're above glide slope.
Above.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And be very incremental about it. So at 90 knots, you're no wind, your descent rate should be about 450 feet per minute. Now, since you're above it, I'd look at about 650 or so to ensure that you got to it. If you're at 400, 300, you're never going to get to it.
Yes. November 987 Charlie Tango, 8 miles to the north. We'll be staying over Route 15, and then we'll enter on a left downwind midfield for runway 17. It's coming after you guys. Nephi traffic.
Yeah, so I would tell them that you're going to be departing to the southwest.
Nephi traffic, Cessna 738 Juliet Delta. After landing on runway 17, we're going to depart to the southwest.
I screwed you up because I said southeast and you repeated me exactly. Okay, so your glide slope looks pretty good. You're working way down. If you were going right down to decision altitude, you know, this is where you probably want to slow down, but you can keep the speed up if you want to, and I want you to fly the approach down.
Need to slow down for my flaps.
Okay. So what's your altitude? 54 what?
5433.
Okay. How you doing on the glide slope? No.
I always go the opposite, don't I?
You are the bar. You're not a diamond. You're the bar. You're chasing the diamond. And as you get closer in here, the glide slope narrows, so it's going to get more and more sensitive. So you're approaching it right there. That's probably good.
Nephi traffic, 5.
That's not enough descent rate.
Taxi from the ramp for 17, Nephi.
Okay, you keep going down. I have the aircraft.
All right, you have flight control.
So I'm going to continue to fly it down. and I want you to just look at the symbology. And I'm just finding symbology. You're looking outside. I'm looking outside, I'm sorry. You ready to take over?
Yeah, I have flight control.
Yeah, flight control.
North will be inbound for runway 17. We're going to enter from the east onto the left downwind. Eastbound traffic.
Okay, I'm going to take the aircraft.
You have flight
I
control.
have the aircraft.
Alright, I have flight control.
High traffic push.
Alright.
510, departing runway 17, going to be a left turn out to the east.
Okay, so how are you going to navigate? Are you clear how you would navigate from here? Go direct to Delta. Not going to be in there. It's the approach. So you go up.
KDTA. Right there.
Yeah.
And then activate.
Yeah. I really don't like that feature, but it's designed for you to land one foot to a full stop. It's not designed for multiple approaches. Okay, go ahead and intercept the course. Keep the climb going to 8,500.
Nephi traffic, Cessna 73 Juliet Delta is turning right crosswind for runway 17. Nephi traffic.
I would tell them you're departing to the southwest.
Nephi traffic, Cessna 73 Juliet Delta is departing to the west out of the pattern. 73 Juliet Delta.
By traffic, Tana 987 Charlie Tango. We're actually going to enter on a left base right now for runway 17.
How did you feel about that approach?
It was okay. I mean, when I took my glasses off, it looked like we were lined up. The glide slope is, I need more practice watching that. But
yeah, I would say that that is correct. Just remember, just say it over and over. You are the bar.
I am the bar. I am the bar.
If you say you are, then it rhymes, so it sounds better.
You are the bar. You are the bar.
Yeah, so you're not the diamond, which means you're wherever the bar is. It's in the center there. You got to fly your aircraft to the diamond. But on approach, you're very deliberate with it in terms of how much you descend or how much you don't descend. So I'm gonna, I calculate my descent rate, and at 90 knots, no wind, it's going to be 450 feet per minute. So at 450 feet per minute, I can't see that. I can only see, 400 or 500 feet per minute. Then I'm going to just kind of pick in between there. And if I'm above by a dot or so, then I may go to between 600 and 700 feet per minute descent. If I'm below it, then I'll shallow it out to between 200 and 300 feet per minute descent.
So why did we, when do we decide we're going on the glide slope instead of going down to the altitude and going flat?
At the final approach fix.
Okay, so after the final approach fix, then you do the glide slope.
The final approach fix, if you look on an ILS, final approach fix, it'll have a lightning bolt. That's your glide slope intercept. Let me pull out my chart. Let me see what it looks like on this thing. You see that lightning bolt?
Yeah.
That's for glide slope intercept.
And so after that, you don't do any more of the dropping down.
If you're doing it as a non-precision, then you do. But if you're doing it as a precision, you're following the glide slope.
Gotcha. That's the difference that
Let's say that right at the final approach fix, there's a thin deck, but I'm not sure how thick it is. Let's say, you know, the MDA is 5,800 feet, and let's say the weather is right at 1,000 feet AGL. So 5,800 feet puts you at 800 feet, and they say that the weather is 1,000 feet overcast. I want to get below the weather sooner rather than later, so I will increase my descent rate. So I may double it. So instead of 450 feet per minute, I'll descend at 950 feet, and I won't follow the glide slope to get down to that MDA. And if I don't see it there, I can actually still capture the glide slope and follow the glide slope down. That's not the best way to do it, because once I commit inside the final approach fix or the glide slope intercept, I'm committed to either precision or non-precision. But if I'm sure that the weather is such that I'm going to be able to break out sooner, I hate flying in the weather more than I have to, so I'm going to get out of it as quickly as I can.
Okay, that makes sense. But a precision approach allows you to not worry about that because it's more precise.
Hey, right. But I'm still having to fly in the weather, and you see flying the glide slope isn't always easy.
Yeah.
What I didn't look at is whether or not you have pink bars telling you where to put your nose, and it probably does.
What's this little pink diamond right there? Is that where your course is?
That's your track.
Your track, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, your winds right now are 224 at 14.
225 at 14, yeah.
Yeah, so almost a direct headwind, which makes sense. Like if you were to turn to the south, select a heading. It's like say you're going to 180, then your heading. Your track is probably going to be not what your heading is. Your heading is, if your heading was 180, because of those crosswinds, your track would be probably like 175.
Right. So if I correct and I get that diamond on where I want to be going, that's what that's for.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought it was based on what it was doing, but I didn't know for sure.
Look at something here. Okay, as soon as you get to 8,500 and you talk to them, then I'm going to take the aircraft and you're going to play with that system a little bit, get into the menus, and see if you can get a 6-pack up there.
Okay.
So you can put the airways on here. There are not a lot of airways around here.
Nigel Hotel.
You do that.
Center, good afternoon, Delta 2667, Pilot 300.
Solid 8, worldwide 61, descending through 31.7 for 310. Diner 4, jamming at 17 and 280 knots, I believe you said. Worldwide 61.
181, set your flight 955, good day, sir.
Okay, we're slowing to 280 now, flex 414, and we'll still make that.
Yeah, you gave us jamming 280 at 17, Delta 2742.
What's the jamming?
It's a fix.
Salt Lake, Jetway 232, level out 310.
I'm so used to my son saying jamming. It just sounded funny.
Alright, jamming at 17 on 2994, Jetway 232.
All right, you ready to relinquish controls for a sec?
You're taking flight controls?
Yeah, I'm going to take flight controls, and I want you to set up the approach going into... First, set up the approach going into...
Delta.
Delta.
Over here.
Yep.
Okay. All right, you have flight controls.
I have flight controls.
Oops.
Center Goal 2667. Did we check in with you?
I'm going to anchor your hand like this.
Okay.
Then you don't bounce around and hit the wrong button.
All right, we're doing RNAV.
Runway 17.
17.
Did you activate it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do vectors?
No, let me.
Actually, it looks like it. Yeah, you got vectors.
Let me just double check.
Activate vectors. Final.
28.1.
Yeah, I got vectors.
Okay, great. So hit load and activate again, or looks like you're already good. And that, see, there's your flight plan, but there's the course that you're steering to right now.
Okay.
So you're going to lose seat, but you're on vectors. So I'll come out here a little bit.
$28.1, flight 414, we'll see you. Charlie, Charlie.
$25.57, that's at 396, good day.
Okay.
Hey, look, that's how you turn it off. That's actually easier to read right there, don't you think?
But turn
that. I mean, you do see the mountains and stuff, but
yeah, I like the synthetic terrain on, but it is easy to read. If I don't have terrain to worry about, I'm going to turn it off. Okay, did you go over this menu?
yeah.
Delta 2667, contact
Map,
Salt Lake
set
Center
it, hit it again, see what it gives you.
125.57.
2557, good day, Delta 2667.
This is usually only map here.
Go here. Let's see something. How do you change that?
I don't know if you can. It's got,
Press the MFD knob to return to the base page. That's how you go. Enter.
Good afternoon, Center, Southwest.
yeah, I don't know if you can on this.
345 for 310. Southwest 838, Salt Lake Center, right?
Doesn't look like you can.
Map setup.
Yeah, that's just setting up the map settings. Wonder why my route isn't on here. Oh, there it is. We're just zoomed out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's fine.
It's kind of a bummer because you can't do basic flight instruments.
Yeah. Over here, I know there was a thing to do it, but
JetBlue 232, starting descent out at 310 across, jamming at 17.
right.
Right there, yeah, right there you have round dials, but you don't have.
They're small.
An ADI, so that doesn't do you any good.
Okay.
232, also
right.
280 knots at.
So now you're coming inbound. I'll keep flying.
280, copy that.
Go through your W holds check.
All right. So weather. Let's see. Delta. Actually, let me do it here.
Okay.
Nearest. Let's see. Nearest airport. KDTA frequencies. AWAS.
5, gust 2, 0, visibility 1, 0, clear below 1, 2,000, temperature 5 Celsius, dew point minus 5, altimeter 2, 907. Delta Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation. 195 Zulu weather. Wind 170 at 15 gust 20 visibility 10 clear below 12,000 temperature 5 Celsius. Dew point minus 5 altimeter 2997.
Okay, so we're gonna use runway. Let's see, I'm gonna go to Delta here real quick. Runway 17. If I look at the plates and Delta, so I got the weather. I got check my heading. That looks fine. Attitude indicator looks fine. WHO obtain clearance, and then so we'll need to make a radio call, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. We're on the right frequency, and we are how far away from Delta? Does it say right there?
No. Go direct.
16 miles.
Okay.
Salt Lake, Cessna 738 Juliet Delta is at 8,400, about 15 miles northeast of Delta, inbound for practice RNAV approach, requesting vectors.
They're not going to give you vectors.
No.
They'll never give you vectors.
Who's calling?
What?
Who's calling?
Cessna 738 Juliet Delta.
You want flight following, that's your request.
There's 738 Juliet Delta Squawk 6063, maintain VFR.
Squawk 6063, maintain VFR 8 Juliet Delta.
Who, where, what?
738 Juliet Delta, what's your type aircraft and equipment suffix?
Skyhawk, Cessna Skyhawk.
Any equipment?
We're RNAV equipped.
RNAV equipped.
What'll be your destination today?
Delta, and we're just doing a practice RNAV approach and then going back to Provo.
738 Juliet Delta, radar contact 17 miles north of Delta VOR 8,500. The Provo altimeter 2998.
Altimeter 2998 in Provo, 8 Juliet Delta.
Okay.
Worldwide 61,
So you
contact
talk to
Salt Lake
them.
approach 128.1.
Okay.
Do your letdown plate
Let
review.
down plate. RNAV 17.
Good afternoon, Southwest 2232.
Okay, so our course is 166.
300.
Yeah, that's showing right there.
122.
So confirm it on there.
Point
Yeah.
79,
Okay.
Southwest 2232.
So, and I can set my
Heading, but not.
heading to 166.
Southwest 2232.
Yeah. I would use my heading, the heading I'm flying right now. Okay.
Sure, this is 280.
Not right there, so.
2232.
Because you're pretending you're on a vector right now, so. Set it where it is.
Okay. And then 1228.
270.
So we can switch.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Woundy. Oh, we're inside Woundy, so we're not gonna go to Woundy, I guess.
That's
right. We'll go to Lucy.
Yeah, with final approach fix.
And that's 6,600.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna have you do here, but that's 9,700 and the 6,600. As you have case break.
Juliet Delta filling.
They're calling you. Say go ahead for Juliet Delta.
Go ahead, 8 Juliet Delta.
NOTAMs I have for Delta Airport, runway 17 and 35 end ID lighting is out of service. The airport mobile jet Alpha fuel is not available. The runway 17 PAPI is unusable. You have all that information?
Yes, 8 Juliet Delta.
Thank you. JetBlue 232, contact Salt Lake approach 128.1.
6,600 and then 5080.
JetBlue 32, so long.
So when you have case break, then you're within inside the TERP's protected airspace.
Alpha 1349, Salt Lake.
So that's when you're looking at
within
going to the point, heading, altitude, and navigate or definition is based off of GPS. What I would do here is I would go ahead and set in my nav aids. So what nav aids are helping me here? Always make these nav aids help me. So I can come up here. What is Delta?
It's like the VOR.
Yeah. But it said watch this. DTA VOR. It's already in there. So
okay.
like that. And watch what the bearing pointer does. Magic, and it should be because it's about in line with where the field is.
We'll cross.
Okay? And that gives me an idea where I am also.
Okay.
So my next point, I'm heading altitude, and it's defined off of the GPS. So as soon as I get case break, I can descend down to that altitude.
Okay.
And then I'll make a turn to intercept the course.
Arrival.
Okay.
We'll cross.
You ready to fly? Well,
Yeah.
so that's your letdown plate review mostly. And so then your next altitude is 5240.
Okay, no problem.
And then 5080. So 5240 at Zobma, and then 5080 for your MDA.
Okay.
Okay? And then your descent check.
That's carb heat, flaps, all that stuff.
So that's your before landing check. What's your descent check?
Oh, I don't know. I thought that's what descent check was.
It depends. Some aircraft are different. So I'm doing a descent checklist. Before landing check is fine. I do a before landing check as I get to the FAF.
All right, I missed it. That's for Southwest 2232. One more time,
that's
please.
getting the weather, altimeter set, approach brief, seatbelts, fuel selector, mixture, carb heat.
Okay,
gauges,
Spain, level 190 when we get there at 19, we'll flow 280 Southwest 2232.
Okay, we've done pretty much all that.
Yep, okay. So then you have your speeds, and then my altimeter, and then what's my climb out. So W holds AC.
Okay. Let's see. Plates. Climb out is 12,000. 12,000.
Yeah, climb to 12,000, go to TAVT, whatever.
Yep.
And then 173, and you'll hold off at that point.
Yeah.
Okay? We're not going to do that. We're gonna shoot the approach, then we're going to turn around here, and I sort of turn on you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Got the altimeter set and everything else. So now it's your aircraft.
All right, I have flight control.
Okay, you're intercepting, so good. Now, so once you're on an intercept.
Juliet Delta, are you turning in on the final approach course now?
I am, 8 Juliet Delta.
Do you want to go to advisories now, or do you want to stay with me a little bit longer?
Tell me you go to advisories.
We'll go to advisories, 8 Juliet Delta.
8 Juliet Delta, Roger. And you are coming back to me, or are you going to land?
We're going to do a touch and go and then head back to Provo.
And so you won't be on the ground much more than a minute or two?
Correct, 8 Juliet Delta.
8 Juliet Delta, radar service is terminated. Clear to advisory frequency is approved. Remain in your present code for the flight following. Give me a call when you're back airborne again.
All right, frequency change approved. Thanks, 8 Juliet Delta.
Okay, so now descend down to 6,600. And you got to be, it's an at or above altitude. Sometimes they're at altitude, so 6,600. So you can have a pretty healthy descent. How many miles? You got 4 miles to descend 1,500 feet. So that's about 400 feet per nautical mile at this speed. That's going to be 600 to 700 feet per minute descent. And you want to get there and stabilize beforehand, so 1,000 foot per minute is probably a good descent. Does that all make sense? I know I'm just talking. But I'll continue to talk and go through
all that quick math for descent. I don't know if I understand how to calculate that on the fly.
It's just, so now you got 3 miles and you've got 1,000 feet to go.
Right.
So I divide 1,000 by 3.
Which is 333.
Yeah, so 333 feet per nautical mile.
Okay.
And because I'm about that speed, I just, kind of times 1.5 or so. Because I've got a wind out of the south, so you're probably going 90 knots, which is 1.5 miles a minute.
Say again.
So I just figure that gives me about
going over
600 feet
we're
per minute.
at 100 nautical mile cross country.
And how close are we to Delta? We're 8 miles? Yeah.
About that, yeah.
Norfolk traffic 970 uniform, 5 miles final for runway 16.
And this is an MDA, so what you're going to do, you're going to hit the final approach fix, and you're going to get a good descent, maybe 800 foot per minute descent, in between 6 and 800 feet per minute descent down to your MDA. Now you have a step down altitude, so you got to hold the step down altitude. And an MDA is great for a slow aircraft like this. An MDA is great because that's probably where I'll configure.
Okay, so 5240 at the next one is my...
Yep.
But as soon as I pass this, I follow the glide slope. Correct?
Now this actually does have a glide slope. You can follow the glide slope, but it's not considered a precision approach.
Oh, okay.
LP plus
for traffic,
velocity.
73 Juliet is...
We're going to do this one non-precision, which means you're going to ramp
feet.
down to
5240.
Don't descend yet.
The VOR.
Don't descend yet. You're
And head north.
still at Lucy, 6,600. And then when you hit the point, you can see over here you're approaching the point. You can see there, 0.2 from the point. Then you're going to go down to, what is it, 5250?
Traffic 970 uniform, 3 mile final for runway 16.
Your next point, which is your step down.
Okay, so I'm at the point, so I'm going to...
Descend down probably 600 to 800 feet per minute. Don't let the wind blow you off course.
$52.40.
Skyhawk 1756 Tango, clear runway 17, gonna taxi to the FBO Delta.
Yeah, keep the descent coming. I said it's 600 to 800 feet per minute because you want to get down as quick as possible because you're trying to break out of the weather. Once you break out of the weather, you can take over visual and ignore everything.
Okay, how far are we away? Do we need to make a call?
I would.
Delta traffic, Skyhawk 73 Juliet Delta is on a 4 mile final for runway 17, Delta traffic.
I would tell them touch and go.
I'll do that on the next one.
Yeah. Every radio call, who I am, where I am, request or statement. So if it's a Unicom where you're in control, then you're not requesting, but you're telling them what you're doing. So it's who I am, where I am, what I want for every single radio call. Coming up on your altitude. As you can see, you're well below the glide slope, but that's okay because you're doing non-precision. Okay? Now, how far are you driving till where? Zumba, 1.8, 1 mile until Zabma.
Delta traffic, Cessna 738 Juliet Delta is on a 2.5 mile final for runway 17, touch and go, Delta traffic. So 0.3, and then I'm going to go down to 5080 is the DA.
Yep. It's a MDA.
Oh, okay. MDA.
Yep.
Okay, so
start your descent down. Right, just go straight down to 5080. Okay, now level off. 5080. Now do you see the runway? I'm taking the aircraft.
Yeah, flight
control. You
control.
see the runway? Take it off.
And Milford traffic,
land.
972.
All right.
Uniform, 1.5 to the north of the VOR.
Watch your flap speed there.
Coming to 5,900.
That's why I like Archer's better, because the flap speed's so high.
It's a little gusty. I'm just going to do 2 flaps and notches.
Okay.
Milford traffic, Cherokee 73 Juliet, about 2 miles northeast of the VOR, climbing through 11000 for 11000 northeastbound here, or Milford. Area traffic, Sirius 23.
Looks like the runway goes up.
To the south, planning a straight in runway 22, Cedar traffic, or correction, Fillmore traffic.
All right.
Don't put them on yet. Just
Okay.
Accelerate out, and I want you to do a turn to the climb to 400 feet. Actually, don't want to. Here, let me take the aircraft real quick.
All right, you have flight controls. You want me to put them on or no?
Nope. So I want to show you something.
Okay.
Flap strap, powers in, car feet off. Just to see why they had that step down. So are we right at 5080 or right around there? So it doesn't look like it. It's very. This is where you can get yourself into trouble. This is why I'm showing you this. You can get yourself into trouble if you break out and it's a scatter deck. The visibility is not great.
Yeah.
What you're going to see is this terrain is higher right out here.
Fillmore area traffic, 8, flying a straight in runway 4.
So it kind of dips and then it comes back up. Yeah.
There's this is a ridge right along here.
Yeah.
This ridge here, it's a little bit higher there, and the step down at Zamba,
Yeah.
it's based on this stuff.
Bird.
Oh, that's a big bird, and it's hard to see. And then that right out there is your final approach fix, and you want a glide slope, so obviously you're going to be a little bit higher.
Right.
But it's based off of that out there. So
Okay.
It actually looked better going the other direction, but I think you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead and put your goggles on, and then we're going to...
All right, I have flight controls.
You have flight control. So we're going to go to... So I'm going to go home there. Flight plan. So it has the, go right there.
Delta traffic, Skyhawk 1756 Tango is taxiing back runway 17 from the FBO. Delta.
Activate the leg. You see that? Cancel. So I pulled up the flight plan.
Okay.
So let's go back here. Back. We're on the map. So I go here, home button, flight plan, and then I got to find this approach, this next point, go Ruboy, and I activate the leg.
Okay.
There.
So now this GPS is telling me
T-Bird 8,
where to go.
Traffic pattern to the west. Still more traffic.
020. Except what we're going to do, it, just for time, you got to get back to work. Those are too good. We don't have time to do an approach back in Provo, so we're just going to go direct Provo, okay?
Okay.
Nearest airport.
What is 1517? What is that? That's the clock, local time. That's wrong.
It is, you're right.
It's 117, huh? Should say 1317. It's 2
I was
hours
taking
off.
you back direct Provo. Let me pull this up here for a sec.
Okay, so I need to turn left a little bit then.
Okay, so you're going, if you were going direct Ruboy, that would have got you close to direct Ruboy right there. At a 020 heading, which is where you're going. And see, Ruboy is defined, it's 18 miles off of Delta.
Right.
So you have Delta in there, 116.1 off the 008 course. So what I'll do is I'll go here, reaching across here, and 001, right course. Alright.
Okay, so
there.
So basically, when you hit course, so you're tuned into Delta.
156 Tango, holding short runway 17.
You hit course, you're telling it what radio you want to hit, or what.
Exactly. So I'm putting in the radio outbound, and so my bearing pointer is back there for nav 1.
Runway 17.
My bearing pointer is back there. I don't have nav 2 showing because the signal's not good enough.
Okay.
And so, and I'm just to the west, which is what this is showing me. I'm just to the west of that course.
Okay.
I'm half a dot to the west of that course.
Yeah.
That makes sense? And you're going to get there, you're going to eventually intercept that course, but we're going direct back. Now, it is defined off of Fairfield at the halfway point. So it's 64 miles, so at 32 miles, you would change to Fairfield, which is the 188, which is 008, same thing as 008. So he'd be on the 188 radio going into Fairfield. You could put, your course, if you left 008, it's a course inbound to Fairfield, but it would be defined off of Fairfield at the halfway point. So you'll fly that until you get to 32 miles, since you don't have a DME.
Right here. 32 right there.
Yeah, you use that.
Milford traffic helicopter.
Or then you have to ask yourself, why am I using VOR if I have GPS course? But
to the south of the Milford VOR.
This course is defined off of the NavAid, not off the GPS.
Okay.
That's if we were flying that course, that's what we would do. And see what your diamond's doing. You have a little bit of a wind that way, and it's pushing you just a little bit to the right. So if you put in just a couple degrees correction, you'll hold the course true.
Delta traffic, Sky 1756 Tango is left crosswind for runway 17. We'll be departing on the downwind towards Ogden, Delta.
We want to climb to what?
Climb to, we're going eastbound, climb to 9,500 initially. And go ahead and pick up direct Provo.
Delta traffic, Sky 1756 Tango is left downwind, runway 17, departing towards the north. Currently
So
at
come down here,
5,900, climbing
you
to
go
9,500, Delta.
Nav. That's a Fairfield there.
Okay.
I still don't have Fairfield. That's the Wasatch one. I'm going to go 108.
Point over.
108.4 there, that's Provo.
Over traffic, Boeing 7330 to east.
And I'm not going to get it because I still don't have a signal. Most likely because of those mountains.
So you push this to get to the nav?
Yep.
Okay. And does that do this? That's different than these navs, right? That's nav 1, this is nav 2?
That's correct.
Okay.
And so right now only nav 1 is working. And it's parked at 9 o'clock because it's not working. Now if I change this to, watch if I do this, I'm going to lose nav 1.
25 to the east, landing straight into
Maybe.
1 hour.
Doesn't look like it's getting anything. There's no line in the middle.
That's right. So I've got a course to a point that's not good. So I'll keep steering off of Delta. Yeah, the biggest indicator is not the CDI, it's the bearing pointer.
Right here?
The bearing pointer is pointing at Delta right now. You see the arrows?
Yeah, the blue.
Yeah, that right there is the #1 bearing pointer, and it's pointing at Delta.
Okay.
You don't have a bearing 2, like I said, so you're not getting anything. As soon as bearing pointer 2 shows up there, it'll tell me that I'm tuned, identified, and monitored to go to that frequency. Okay? Now here's what I'm going to do. Where is Fairfield? So we're going to have to get over this ridge here. As soon as we get to 9.5, we may start picking up something. We probably won't pick up Provo, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here and see when I pick it up. It's all a line of sight thing. So come right a little bit. Since you're going direct Provo,
I was just following this.
yeah, don't follow that anymore. Follow the pink line.
Oh, I see. So do I need to switch this over to GPS?
We are 18 miles south of the town of Santa Clara.
I'm going to go like this. Recentering.
Yeah, I needed to be on GPS. I was following the Delta VOR still.
Yeah. And you're still on that frequency. I'd go back. You're climbing up, so you want flight following, so go ahead and pick up that flight following.
Salt Lake, Cessna 738 Juliet Delta is heading towards Provo, about 15 miles north of Delta, requesting flight following.
738 Juliet Delta, Salt Lake Center, radar contact 3 miles north of Delta VOR. At 9,000, the Provo altimeter 2998.
Altimeter 2998, 8 Juliet Delta.
That radar call is perfect.
Excellent.
Who you're talking to, who I am, where I am, what I want. So I guess there are 4 components. Who you're talking to. So you call somebody, hey you, this is me, I'm here, I want next, or I'm doing this.
Salt Lake, good day, that is 1865, flight level 310.
At 1865, Salt Lake Center, roger.
Hey, right report to head, sir.
Occasional light chop.
It's too bad you're under the hood, under the foggles, because it's beautiful out here.
Is it? Well, I watched the video after, so it's not that great, but I'm sure it's not as good as looking.
Hey, Salt Lake for 1865, you got any right reports up ahead, up higher that may be better?
As far as I know, occasional light chop, all altitudes.
Okay.
If I 506 Delta Zulu, contact Salt Lake approach 128.1.
128.1, 506 Delta Zulu. Good day.
See ya.
Salt Lake American 2363, 15-2, climb 230.
American 2363, Salt Lake Center, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Maintain 240, American 2363.
You can tell when you get higher, it starts getting a little cooler.
Yep. Go ahead and pull the heat a little more, or are you good on
No,
that?
I'm good.
65, I'll show you your request.
Still nothing on nav 2. Now, thinking ahead of the aircraft, what can you be doing with your radios next?
Setting the next frequencies I need.
United 1865, climb and maintain flight level 320.
So,
320, 1865.
I think that's it. Let me double check.
That's the tower. What about approach frequency?
United 1865, contact Salt Lake Center 135.77.
75, 70, 79,
Oh yeah, so 118.85.
Yep.
Whoops.
So your nav aids are set up 116.6, and you could probably go to swap those 118.4, and look at that. You're starting to get number 1 needle pointing. It's not a good signal, but it's a signal. I'm surprised you got Provo before you got FFU. Let me try something real quick.
Doesn't do anything. Okay, so I want to get Provo weather in here too. Let's see. Provo, frequencies, ATIS. Okay, swap. So that's ready. I like that little thing.
That's pretty handy. Now, if you want to hear that, turn squelch off. Just like this. You can't push that.
Okay. So I got Provo weather, I got approach to switch to. I think that's good for now for frequencies. I haven't been remembering carb heat. Need to remember carb heat.
As I'm descending, this comes back and that comes out. Just like if I'm pushing my power in, that's going in.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, this whole thing is my power, and if I'm up at high altitude or I'm cold soaking the engine.
Skywest 43, turn cross the maintain for 1990 at 280 knots.
Alright, 280 knots to flight level 1 and Spain coast 4310.
Still can't believe we don't have FFU.
Confirm that was 280 knots to Spain coast 4310.
Coast 4310 affirmative.
Thank you, ma'am.
see if we can even get the weather here. Let's see, how do you switch? You push that?
Push down.
Okay.
Denver Center 135.12.
Visibility better than 5,005, temperature 11, dew point -3, altimeter is 2998. Expected visual approach runway 13. Departure aircraft advised ground control direction of flight. Primary radar not available. Radar services are available from Salt Lake approach on transponder equipped aircraft only. Please caution for bird activity advisory of Bravo 1 initial contact. With that information, Bravo, time 1955 weather, wind 13010. Ceiling visibility better than 5,005, temperature 11, dew point -3, altimeter is 2998. Expected visual approach runway 13. Departure aircraft advised ground control.
Okay, so the W holds ACK, got weather, heading indicator looks good, and the attitude indicator.
Yep.
O is obtain clearance. We'll get that when we get closer.
Yep.
Let down play. We're not going to do an approach. We're just going to go direct, right?
Yeah, just go.
Just like we're going VFR in.
Direct to right base.
Direct to right base.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was scolded. We were scolded coming in beforehand because Kent, my previous student, didn't know when the creek was. He thought the creek was north of the field, but it's actually south.
Yeah, I know where that is. I got scolded on that once, and I learned my lesson.
But if you ask to request direct right base, then they'll know what you're doing a little bit better.
We must be going over some mountains.
You are. See if somebody logged in that last flight.
I took pictures of the obs and tack, if that's what you're talking about.
Skywest 215 Yankee, flight level 310.
Skywest 215 Yankee, flight center, roger, cost Bauman. Maintain 17,000 at 280 knots, so Salt Lake altimeter 29901.
Cross Gemini 17,280 on the speed, Skywest 215 Yankee.
American 2363, contact Salt Lake Center 133.6.
33.6, mark 2363, good day.
Salt Lake Center, 267 Golf Hotel, level 310, 260 knots assigned.
Mary 67 Golf Hotel, Salt Lake Center, roger, cross Bauman, maintain 17,000, Salt Lake altimeter 29901.
267 Golf Hotel, cross Gemini 17,299 on the altimeter.
Afternoon, Salt Lake, Southwest 150, flight level 310, smooth.
Southwest 150, Salt
How
Lake
come my
Center.
plane's gone off the...
Ride reports at the higher altitude, say 35 and 37 in your section.
Wait, where's... How come the plane's not centered there?
Above me, but I'm told just maybe very occasionally.
Map set up, enter.
All right, we'd like to request 35 or 37, whatever would work for you.
Southwest 150, standby. Southwest 150 for now, climb, maintain, follow 320.
320 now, Southwest 150.
Southwest 150, climb, maintain, follow 350.
350 now, Southwest 150.
Skywest 215 Yankees, making
range?
310.
That's interesting.
I'll blame it on me. Must have been something I did. Can't move this at all with your finger.
No.
Number 738 Juliet Delta, contact Salt Lake approach 124.3.
Contact Salt Lake 124.3, 8 Julie Delta. Let's see, how far are we from...